Welcome back to my channel Celebuzz. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates.
Walter Brennan called the most evil actors of Hollywood's golden time dark side of Hollywood. Walter Brennan was born Walter Andrew Brennan on July 25, 1894 in Lyme, Massachusetts. Brennan came from a working-class Irish-American family from when he was young. He showed a hard-working spirit and a quiet strength that would later become the main things about both his real life and the movie role he played. His early years were shaped by the ideas of hard work, being humble, and never giving up things that he would carry with him throughout his amazing career. Before trying acting, Brennan lived a colorful and many-sided life. He served in France during World War I as a private in the U.S. Army Field Artillery, an experience that gave him a strong love of country and shaped how he saw the world. After the war, he came back to the United States and tried different jobs, including working as a bank worker, a lumberjack, and a house and land seller in California. And land seller, he lost most of his money in the Great Depression. This time of personal struggle taught him strength and to appreciate stability, things that would shape me of his movie characters, especially older, weathered characters he often played with amazing realness. Brennan's start in Hollywood was humble. He began as an extra and stunt man in silent movies during the 1920s, often doing jobs without getting credit. His special voice face that showed feelings and ability to play different roles, however, quickly got attention as talking movies took over. His rough, weathery voice became something people recognized and easily began to get more important supporting roles. His big break came in the mid-1930s, when changed into a famous actor, bringing to life many a strange, lovable, and sometimes grumpy old-timers. He made history becoming the first actor to win 3 Academy Awards for Best Supporting Actor, something that is still unmatched by any male actor to this day. His first Oscar came for Come and Get It, 1936, where he played the sad role of Swan Boston Rom. He followed this with Wins for Kentucky, 1938, and The Westerner, 1940, the last one featuring his unforgettable turn as Judge Roy Bean opposite Gary Cooper. Each role was a perfect example, being subtle, having depth, and being real, showing Brennan's ability to become actors with an emotional honesty that touched audiences deeply. Brennan's success was not limited to the movie screen. In the 1950s and 60s, Hamad a successful change total vision, most notably starring in The Real McCoys 1957 to 1963 as Grandpa Amos McCoy. This role made his popularity stronger with a new generation of viewers and showed his funny timing and warmth in a familiar setting. His playing of Amos McCoy with his rough voice and simple wisdom became an American cultural icon and made him loved by millions of viewers across the country. Though Brennan was widely known for his ability to play older characters often decades older than his real age. He was, in fact, a dynamic performer with incredible range from westerns and comedies to dramas and war films. He worked with some of the most famous actors and directors of his time, including John Wayne, Howard Hawks, and William Wyler. His performances in films like Red River, 1948, Rio Bravo, 1959, and 2 Have and Have Not, 1944, remain treasured pieces of American movies. In addition to his acting, Brennan had a short career in music, releasing several country and spoken word albums. His most famous hit was Old Rivers, a nostalgic tale of a farmer and his Mulewick became a crossover success and further made stronger his status as a beloved figure in American pop culture in 1920 at the age of 26. Walter Brennan married Ruth Carolyn Wells, a woman who would remain his devoted partner for the rest of his life. Their marriage was built on shared values of family stability and tradition, things that would guide them through the highs and lows of life. In the entertainment business, Ruth and deeply supportive presence behind. The scenes played a crucial role in Brennan's personal and professional life, offering him a sense of being grounded damned. The unpredictable world of Hollywood. The couple went on to have 3 children together. Arthur, Walter Jr., and Ruth, each child represented a continuation of the couple's definitely bond and values. Brennan, known for his gruff on-screen personality, Untold voice, was by contrast a devoted and loving father in his private life, often putting family before fame. His children grew up with a strong sense of discipline, but also a deep love for the arts and these simpler things in life. Thanks to their father's influence at Brennan household was known to be close-knit, and despite his rising stardom in the 1930s and 1940s, Walter remained present in their lives, teaching his children a sense of humility, hard work, and love for nature. His marriage to Ruth lasted an amazing 54 years, a rare achievement in both Hollywood and American life in general. Their lasting relationship came a testament to their mutual respect, patience, and shared journey through decades of change in American society. In 1940, at the height of his career, Walter Brennan made a significant advance in his future and personal happiness when he purchased a huge 12.0-acre Lightning Creek Ranch in the beautiful Wallowa Mountains region of northeastern Oregon, about 20 miles north of the town of Josepha. Decision to buy the ranch was deeply personal and showed Brennan's yearning for a return to the land for wide open spaces and for the values of self-reliance and hard work that he held dear. The ranch, with its rough terrains, weeping views, and separation from the trappings of Hollywood, became not only a retreat, but a symbol of Brennan's deep connection to rural American life. He poured his heart and resources into the land, spending time working the livestock, riding horses, and soaking in the peace of the Oregon wilderness. It was there that Brennan found a rest from the bright lights of Hollywood, often escaping there between film roles to relax and reconnect with the natural world. His love for the Joseph community extended beyond the ranch itself. Brennan became a quiet, beautiful helper to the small town. He built the Indian Lodge Motel, Austin-themed lodging that served tourists and film fans who came to the area, drawn by its scenic beauty and the appeal of Brennan's legacy. He also opened a movie theater, allowing locals and visitors alike to enjoy both classic and contemporary films in a time when small town entertainment options were few and far between. Additionally, Brennan opened a variety store in Joseph, showing his desire to give back to the community and provide locals with access to needed goods. Through these ventures, he not only contributed to the economy, but also left a permanent mark on the town's cultural and social life. Brennan's connection to Lightning Creek Ranch and the Joseph area was not merely temporary or symbolic. It became a lasting legacy that continued even after his death. For years, he would continue returning to the ranch whenever his film schedule allowed, sometimes spending entire seasons doing ranch work, outdoor adventures, and quality time with his family. He often spoke of his ranches, his sanctuary, a place where he felt most at peace and closest to his true self. The natural beauty of the region, combined with its quiet pace of life, stood in stark contrast to the fast-moving world of show business and offered Brennan a sense of purpose beyond the screen. Following his death in 1974, the ties between the Brennan family and the Joseph community remained strong. Some of his descendants chose to remain in the area, continuing the family's friends and maintaining the deep connection to the land and people that Walter had built. The legacy of Walter Brennan in Joseph, Oregon is still remembered fondly to this day, not just for his movie achievements, but for his role as a neighbor, business owner, rancher, and quiet giver. The land he loved and the values he cherished live on through both the physical landmarks he helped establish and the family members who carry his spirit forward. Walter Brennan, the 3-time Academy Award-winning actor known for his roles as Old Timers and Wise Western Sedex, was more than just a fixture of Hollywood's golden age. He was a man of strongly held beliefs, some of which were controversial and deeply conservative. In his later years, Brennan became increasingly outspoken about what he viewed as the moral decline of America, and Hollywood was no exception. He reportedly considered many of his fellow stars not just misguided but downright evil influences on American culture in private tech conversions, and rumored off the record marks, Brennan is said to have named a list of Hollywood personalities he believed embodied the darkest aspects of the industry. The names on this list were shocking, not because they were unknown, but because they were among the biggest stars of the 20th century. Henry Fonda is celebrated for his roles in The Grapes of Wrath and 12 Angry Men was known publicly for his dignified presence and thoughtful portrayals. Yet Brennan, a strong right-winger, was deeply disturbed by Fonda's liberal activism and involvement in progressive causes. To Brennan, Fonda's support for civil rights, outspoken criticism of American foreign policy, and his alignment with New Deal ideals were not signs of virtue but of undermining. He saw Fonda as a figurehead of the Hollywood elite who, in his view, were corrupting traditional American values under the guise of being smart and caring. Kirk Douglas, the rugged star of Spartacus and Paths of Glory, represented an authoritarian in Brennan's eyes. While Douglas was admired for challenging the Hollywood blacklist by hiring screenwriter Dalton Trumbo, Brennan viewed this as an unforgivable act of defiance against anti-communist feeling. Douglas's assertive personality, rumor-advising, and fierce independence lashed with Brennan's ideal of morality and order. The fact that Douglas often played morally questionable or rebellious characters only reinforced Brennan's suspicion that he glorified chaos and endearment patriotism. Errol Flynn, perhaps the most flamboyant name on the list, was infamous for his off-screen antics, wild partying, and numerous scandals, including accusations of statutory rape, which were eventually missed. Flynn's devilish charm and devil-may-care attitude made him a hero. But to Brennan, he epitomized the moral rot at the heart of Hollywood. Brennan, a deeply religious and moralistic man, was repelled by Flynn's lifestyle, viewing him as a symbol of unchecked, pleasure-seeking, and ethical D.K. Jane Fonda, the daughter of Henry Fonda, one of the most polarizing figures in Hollywood history, drew Brennan's most intense anger. While her acting career included classics like Clute and Coming Home, it was her anti-Vietnam War activist spiritually, her controversial 1972 visit to North Vietnam that earned her label Hanoi Jane and the scorn of conservative America. Brennan likely viewed Jane Fonda not just as a political enemy, but as a traitor. Her activism clashed so violently with his patriotism that she became a lightning rod for his disdain. Peter Fonda, Jane's brother, and Henryson followed a similar countercultural. His role in Easy Rider, a film that celebrated rebellion, drugs, and freedom from societal norms, likely horrified Brennan. To him, Peter Fonda's on-screen persona and off-screen lifestyle represent a youth gone astray, a generation drifting further from traditionalism, discipline, and decency. Brennan, who treasured the values of hard work, faith, and lawfulness, would have seen Peter as a corrupted byproduct of Hollywood's self-indulgent machine. Natalie Wood, beloved for her performances in West Side Story and Rebel Without a Cause, was another surprising nom. Despite her angelic dystopic appearance and talent, her troubled personal life, and mysterious death-raised eyebrows, Brennan may have viewed her as a tragic symbol of Hollywood's capacity to chew up and destroy even its most promising stars. Gossip surrounding her alleged affair, drinking, and the scandalous nature of her drowning in 1981 could have led him to regard her not with sympathy, but as another victim of Hollywood's Bowery and lack of moral grounding. Burt Lancaster, who's shown in films like Kelmar, Gantry, end from here. To eternity was known for both his powerful screen presence and his progressive politics, a vocal supporter of civil rights and liberal causes. Lancaster was like Henry Fonda, someone Brennan saw as a danger-tough American way of life. Brennan likely considered him a charismatic enabler of leftist ideologies who cloaked political agendas in respectable packaging. Lancaster's bold, often aggressive mecharax might have also fueled Brennan's perception of him as a destabilizing force. Bing Crosby, the smooth-voiced singer and beloved star of White Christmas, seemed an unlikely candidate for such a list. But behind Crosby's wholesome public image lay stories of coldness, emotional abuse, and harsh treatment of his children, particularly Gary Crosby, who later wrote a tell-all book exposing his father's dark side. Brennan, with his ideal, off-strong but fair family patriarchs, likely found Crosby's alleged behavior reprehensible. To Brennan, Crosby's duality, charming on stage, tyrannical at home, would have symbolized the false front of many in Hollywood. Gary Crosby, though less famous than his father, found himself in the shadow of Bing's legacy and the target of public scrutiny. Brennan may have regarded Gary not necessarily as evil himself, but as a product of Hollywood's toxic environment, the revelation of family dysfunction. One of Hollywood's most respected families only served to reinforce Brennan's belief that the industry fostered corruption at every level. James Stewart, perhaps the most shocking inclusion, was known for his soft, speckable characters and his decoro-ted military service, but Brennan, who had a famously complicated personality, could have harbored private resentments of towards someone as universally beloved as Stewart, whether it stemmed from ideological differences, professional envy, or personal grievances, is unclear. Stewart's close association with liberal figures in Hollywood, despite being a Republican himself, might have raised Brennan's suspicions, or perhaps Stewart's fame and critical acclaim simply Madame, a convenient target in Brennan's brief grievances about the industry. Elizabeth Taylor, with her extraordinary stormy relationships and multi-plemurages, epitomized too Brennan everything he disapproved of in modern celebrity culture. Her outspoken support for LGBT+ rights, her fundraising for IDs, and her political affiliations might have irked Brennan traditional views too. Taylor's lifestyle represented a departure from the modesty and restraint considered essential for women and public figures. Her influence on fashion media and values in American society was in his eyes an indicator of cultural decline. Walter Brennan's supposed list of evil actors was less a condemnation of their talents and more a reaction response to what he perceived as moral and ideological threats. His traditionalist worldview cliched violently with the social changes, liberal activism, and shifting values that many of these stars came to present. Whether driven by personal experience, political extremism, or religious fervor, Brennan's harsh judgment of his peers paints a stark picture of the ideological divides within Hollywood's golden age. This view also offers a sobering reminder that beneath the glamour and stardom, the industry was rife with conflict, not just between egos and careers, but between deeply opposing visions of what America should be. Brennan spent his last years mostly in retirement at his ranch in Moore Park in Ventura County, California. He died of emphysema on September 21, 1974, at the age of 80 in Oxnard, California. He was remembered by the New York Stage Times as a veteran actor, Walter Brennan, who won 3 Academy Awards. His remains were interred at San Fernando Mission Cemetery in Los